Welcome, everybody. Today, we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to try Spoiled Banana Society Best Ball. We'll wait a few minutes, let some people filter in, but we're going to go over what it is exactly first. I've just started looking through everything earlier today. I think I got a lot of it down. But what it is, that has 27 Ethereum guaranteed prize pool, 8 Ethereum guaranteed first place. Just like all best ball, you just draft a team and then let it sit. It's 10-man pods, 2 advance. Uh, it has weekly winners element attached to it. So out of all the teams that are live, like from every team that's drafted, the top 5 point scorers each week actually win money. I can look at that here in a little bit. It has the prize breakdown on the information. But so there's a little bit of a weekly winners element to it, like just on top of drafting your best ball team, which is super neat. So it's best ball, no lineups, no waivers, no trades. Draft as many teams as you want. There's no maximum. Apparently, it's going to send me back there. Automatically start your highest scoring players each week. Win your 10-man league, advance to the contest playoffs. So, like in this, you draft a team's position. So you draft like Tennessee Titans wide receiver 1. If wide receiver 1 for the week happens to be Alec Iomanner and Calvin Ridley's wide receiver 2, and wide receiver 1 had 18 points and wide receiver 2 had 9 points, if you have the wide receiver 1, you just get the 18 points that Calvin Ridley, I think I said 18, but you get the higher number. Whatever the higher number is scored, you get that position for that team. So like it's got a lot of different thought process, in my opinion, to how things is going to work. I kind of look through the ADP; they seem pretty similar. There are some things that I personally believe should be quite a bit different. So team positions, instead of drafting team positions, you don't draft Mahomes, you draft KC quarterback. So if Mahomes gets hurt, you still have the quarterback for that team. So it doesn't really, like, it eliminates being completely boxed out because of an injury, right? Like you don't lose. Like if Brees Hall gets hurt, you still get the RB1 points for that team, right? So like it's really sweet, like, and it means you are never completely dead, right? Which is awesome. So, and like they say here, new layer of strategy. And here is the example, like if CD Lamb scores 15, George Pickens scores 20, and Tolbert scores 5, if you have wide receiver 1, you get 20. If you have wide receiver 2, you get 15. And it's like that every week. So also, every time you enter a draft, it will spin a wheel, and 1% of drafts will be a jackpot league. And if you hit the jackpot league, the winner of that league automatically goes straight to the finals and doesn't have to play through the 2-week finals. Like, so it is a weeks 1 to 14, top 2 advance, and it's the amount of teams. And I haven't, like I said, I just looked through this earlier today. It hasn't really. There's no set number on how many teams will be in the pods weeks 15 and 16 because it's all based on how many entries there are. So it could be, I don't know what it was last year. I'm sure I could figure that out in time. But but you basically can skip that. And this is going back and forth. That's pretty awesome. But then 5% of leagues also become Hall of Fame. And Hall of Fame, basically, there's extra prizes that you can win in those leagues. And that information is deeper. So if you're interested in that, look at that. The 1% of Hall of Fame, there's something about like being picked 4, and I don't quite understand that yet. I'm sure it's not too difficult, but I am brand new to this site. So the other thing, once you've drafted your team, it becomes an NFT. So if you have a team you don't like and it makes it to the playoffs, you can try to sell the team. Other people, if they don't get any teams to the finals, you can just buy a team. If you want to, have a sweat during the playoffs, you can just buy a team that's already in there as an NFT. So that's a really neat aspect, and that's super cool. Like, I would probably be more on the selling my teams aspect of it than buying the teams, but there's a world for both styles of people, right? Like, so, and then this is awesome as well. Returning users, for every 10 drafts you buy, you get to spin the wheel. Chance at winning $500 in free drafts, guaranteed at least one free draft. So basically, every 10 drafts you do, you get one free. That ended a while ago. I don't know. I guess that needs updated, but I don't know if this is still active then, if that says June 11th. If you want, Boris, if you're listening, message me on X and let me know if this new user bonus is still in play or not. I'm just kind of curious. But yeah, if it is, that is a fantastic offer there. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to hit join draft. I don't know how long these are going to take to fill. But I can always look through the contest details and stuff. Well, it looks like it instantly filled. So we hit it. So here we are. We got the 10 spot. I don't know how to change the username here. I will have to figure that out. So we have 49ers, Guru 2, Crampy, Bradley Buss, Nick, has 3 kids, Aerospace, and 2 other people who don't understand how to change their name. So, but I guess the banana is your base avatar. You being able to switch your avatar is pretty sweet as well. So this is also full PPR. You have positional bonuses as well. So at 300 yards, you get plus 3 points. For a quarterback, at wide receiver and running back, I believe you both get 3 points at 100 yards as well, just like the DK bonuses. And like I said, it's full PPR. So I have some ideas. One other thing is you do draft a team defense. So you start 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 flex, and then 1 defense. So I kind of think you might want to. Okay, sweet. Thank you for showing up, sir. So that this book, he says the new user promo is still available. That is awesome. We'll go back over that because that's you basically get half your drafts that you pay for back for free, right? So that is fantastic. I mean, San Francisco. So one of the things I was thinking about is I'm really into Travis Hunter. Overall, I'm very into Nico Collins over Brian Thomas, but being able to couple Travis Hunter in with Nico Collins and you get a couple in Travis Hunter in with Wan'Dale Robinson. I think Jacksonville is one that I like quite a bit there. So because you get access to the upside of Travis Hunter if Travis Hunter is what people believe he will be. You also get access to the Liam Cohen offense, which we all love. You get whoever, if Diami Brown randomly has an 18-point game, you have access to that as well, right? Not that that's not true with Wan'Dale in New York, and Wan'Dale is a PPR scam guy, right? So for the full PPR stuff, it makes a lot of sense. What's up, Crossfade? I'm going to go ahead and say hi to all the YouTube people. We got Disbanded here. We got No Cap on Real Time. I don't consider that ambiguous, but yeah, like they're the best. Like for this contest, what backfields are awesome. Detroit's my 101 in this. I don't know where they went. I think Detroit running back is like, I think it might be Cincinnati wide receiver 1, then Rams wide receiver 1, and then Detroit running back 1. That's how I would have it rated. And I'm Bijan 101 or 101 at running back this year, but I believe getting to couple David Montgomery in with like versus Algier, like I think you have to pretty much say it's Detroit, right? So there is a team, and it's also only 10-man pods. So that's part of what I was actually going to talk about later. And I'll just tell you what it is. So one of my ideas is you take Jacksonville here, and if Travis Hunter if he gets a pick 6, I don't think you get the 6 points. But if you also take Jacksonville's defense, you get those points, right? So like you could benefit from that. And I'm not saying that would be a great thing, because you don't just get points for touchdowns, it's receiving touchdowns, if the way I read it was correct. So you would only get the Travis Hunter interception returns if you have the Jacksonville defense. So based on how I read it, maybe I read it wrong. I read through it for about an hour and a half today, trying to figure out exactly, and it would make sense, and that is how it's laid out. So, what's up, dog? Super Ninja Cow Go Moo. Love that name. That is fantastic. Left Twitter came here. Thank you. Yeah, and if you're over on X watching, it would do me a massive favor if you could come over to the YouTube side at some point, maybe after the video, and just go ahead and hit that sub for me. Help me try to get to 500. That would be fantastic. But I'm probably going to do some more of these. Like, I think I like the different levels of strategy. Yeah, it absolutely does, and I appreciate it. So we will look back at this board. The full PPR stuff is fantastic. Like, I would love to get this right here. If we don't get it, we don't get it. And there's something else that I really, really like here. I love both of these picks. So number 1, you get the Week 17 bring back with Indianapolis and Jacksonville, right? But like, let's say Brock Bowers gets hurt. Like, Michael Mayer is still a good player, right? So yeah, we have San Francisco running back 1. If CM, like, I think CM, like the San Francisco RB1 should go pretty high in this, considering that you do get Garendo. If CMC is not healthy, it's not that big of a deal. Like, you're not getting CMC, but like you still get that role. And that role with Jordan Mason last year was still really good, right? So I personally would never have the Vegas above San Francisco in this specific contest. And in other contests, I kind of prefer Genty to CMC due to there is a chance that CMC is just not healthy, or that he gets hurt again, because that has been the history, right? So we got Jacksonville wide receiver 1. We have Indianapolis running back for the Week 17 bring back. We can pretty much be done at running back. We got a Week 11 bye. We have a Week 14 bye. We have a Week 8 and a Week 8. So I definitely need to watch out for Week 8 stuff. But I feel pretty good about this start. It looks like I think the Green Bay wide receiver 1, like, that is fantastic. That is an awesome thing. Like, I feel like I personally think that Green Bay is going to try to throw the ball a little more this year. I kind of talked about that a little last night on a different stream. They had so many drops last year, right? So since they had all of those drops, like I wonder if they started running the ball more because that's what they could actually do. And maybe I'm just wrong. Like I could absolutely be wrong here. But they also went out and spent a first round pick and a third round pick on Green Bay wide receiver or on wide receiver. So to me, that's like, hey, we absolutely want to throw the ball better. Jordan Love, we believe in him. He's not going to be hurt. Hopefully, he's not hurt this year. So I think that is something that's great. Fellow Chiefs fan here. Let's go Chiefs Kingdom. Do you think KC wide receiver? Where did they go? Yes, absolutely. Especially, so I don't know if Bradley Buss here is watching or knows, but Tristan Wirfs is supposed to be missing part of the early season. To me, that's pretty negative on everything Tampa Bay other than Rachaad White. So, like for Bucky Irving, I think that's kind of bad. Tristan Wirfs is fantastic. Baker Mayfield, yes, he can scramble around. He's decent at that, but losing one of the best tackles in the league can't be a good thing for an offense, right? Like we seen what that done to the Niners last year. So, is that Jacoby Myers down here, huh? So, will Baker scramble more now? I wonder. So, I would definitely want one of these. I think I trust. I don't want Indy because I already have the. We're gonna go ahead and take Lamar number one, but I don't really want Indy since I'm already invested into the running game there. So, but I think Olave plus Shaheed is an okay thing. Like if Tyler Shuck isn't the worst quarterback in the league, and that's possible. We don't know yet, right? Like if he can at least get an offense to work decent, like that could be fine. And the thing is the way I built this is I should beat everybody at quarterback and at tight end. And like if I just take a bunch of random receivers now and another running back, I don't know how deep people usually take running backs in this, but to me, I feel like if I spend this capital, like if Jonathan Taylor gets hurt, it's probably not great. But for Jonathan Taylor specifically, I really like him for this contest. Mike Clay projections right after the NFL draft had Jonathan Taylor averaging 100 yards a game. It had him playing for 14 games because that's what he put for every running back, and he had him for 1,400 yards. Like I know projections are projections, but like 1,400 yards in 14 games is ludicrous numbers. So yeah, like I think that like if like let's say that it's not even that, but it's like 1,100 yards, but a lot of those are 100-yard games. Like you getting that 3-point bonus, if you get that 5 times and everybody else only gets it 3 times, that's a decent little chunk extra. So I think he, based on those projection numbers, is a lot more likely to get that +3 bonus. Although he doesn't have the receiving upside that like an Achane would have. Shuck is not starting. Rattler is starting and finishing the season. I mean, if Rattler starts the season and finishes it, that is great news for Olave and Shaheed because that means he's playing well. Like, and that means they have no reason to put their rookie in. And if that happens, Like Olave and Shaheed are probably really, really good picks right now. Similar to my build yesterday, I think wide receiver twos are still really valuable. Apparently, I cannot speak today. Uh, but yeah, I think and I think there's certain teams that those wide receiver twos are even more valuable. And I already mentioned one of those. So I don't know what we have to deal with here. So I'm going to look at the board again. Apparently, they don't love tight end in this format. I mean, Cincinnati wide receiver two, Rams wide receiver two would both be fantastic. And where are the other wide receivers? Let's look. I think KC wide receiver two might be pretty good as well. We could box everybody out and do a fun thing, but we're probably not going to do that. It would be fun. It would absolutely be fun. And there is some, I think one of the Cowboys RB1. What? Nobody Javonte Williams truther. No Javonte Williams truthers out here. Now's your chance. Here's your chance. All right. So I think Tennessee's running backs are fantastic for this contest. Like, to me, like, I think Rams wide receiver two here and Tennessee RB1 is awesome. So Tennessee, for those who don't know, they have massively improved the offensive line this year. They might run three running backs, but like Tony Pollard was reasonably good last year. And Tajay Spears, when he got a chance, had 2 20-point games and not in half-point PPO. So, like, I believe that they're going to bounce back and forth and kind of play hot hand, but they got a guard and a center. Like, they went out and got Kevin Zeitler, who's like the number 3 guard in the league. For those who don't know, he was on Detroit. So, like, that's another reason I'm a little lower on Detroit this year as a whole, because their center retired and they lost Kevin Zeitler, like the number 3 rated guard. And Kevin Zeitler's, he's good at both pass and run blocking, but he's better at run. He's just one of the best at run blocking. So they added him. They added I think it was center that they also added. And he was also like a pretty decent guy. And then they brought in Cam Ward. Like, Cam Ward has a little bit of rushing ability. I'm not sure if they'll do design stuff, but if they do any design stuff with Cam Ward, like, we know for a fact that design quarterback runs absolutely help the efficiency of the running back room. So, like, if Cam Ward gets any of that, and with the upgrades on the offensive line, I think for this specific contest, Tennessee is a very, very good. Yeah, okay, he was 3rd in run blocking. I knew he was really, like, I thought it was 3rd overall for, like, all together as well. But I knew he was top 3 in run blocking specifically. Yeah, so the build right now, we have San Francisco, Indianapolis, and Tennessee at running back. I'm perfectly fine just being done with those 3. Now we got Jacksonville, New Orleans, Rams wide receivers, Rams wide receiver 2. So we got the 1 New Orleans, 1 Jacksonville, and number 2 Rams. So I think I'll have to, like, when this draft's over, I'm going to look through everyone's team, because I'm curious how people draft in this contest, and maybe I'm drafting wrong. I just have an idea of what I think will work for this, and we have a defense go already. So defense is, you get a point for 1 point per sack. I think it was 2 points per interception, 6 for a return, 2 points for a fumble recovery. So the good thing about Lamar is I could just grab another quarterback, and it's not that big of a deal. And then wide receivers, I would love to get that. Yeah, we'll just We'll just take KC wide receiver 2 and Dallas wide receiver 2. Since we invested the early capital at Indianapolis, San Francisco, and then we also tacked on Tennessee, I think tacking on very strong offenses, wide receiver 2s, is the way to do this. So through, what is this? Is this 12 rounds? We have San Francisco, Indianapolis, and Tennessee at running back. We have Brock Bowers, or the Las Vegas tight end room. We have Lamar Jackson. We have the combo of Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter's major upside weeks. We have the Chris Olave, and hopefully, like, as long as they have an okay offense, like it's better than we expect, like it was last year for the first week. Like the Shaheed put up some major weeks. And we could expect some 15-point weeks from wide receiver 2 in all 3 of these rooms, right? Like, is it going to shock anybody if on average LA Rams wide receiver 2 has 13 points, or KC wide receiver 2 has 13 points, or Dallas wide receiver 2 has 13 points? It's not going to shock me. I'll tell you that. Take RB1 for flex instead. Yeah, and that was the other thing with Tennessee here. Like, I think I'm perfectly fine with that being part of the flex. He was like 5 or 6 overall. Okay. Have you ever hit Jackpot or Hall of Fame? This is my very first one. So everything I'm saying is all just long-winded, me talking, me saying things, and me just believing that I know what I'm talking about when I actually don't. I like theory. I like thinking things through. And I've had this in my back pocket for like 2 weeks now. And I've just been thinking about how I wanted to approach it. And getting the 10 spot was actually like the perfect thing for the way I wanted to approach this. So we're kind of lucky. I have never hit it because this is my first one. All right, we're going to go look at what we have here. I think now I want to get my backup quarterback, maybe another running back. I don't know. I may just stop at those 3 running backs. That might be dumb, but I think that is fine. And then what defenses are left? All right, so we will take Drake May because we love Drake May. Actually, yeah, we'll just take Drake May. I'm not that worried about about that. And then yeah, we'll just go ahead and take Detroit wide receiver 2 as well. So what we're doing is we're attacking really good offenses, wide receiver 2s here. So we got Detroit, Dallas, KC, Rams. We have Jacksonville here, and then we have New Orleans as a maybe. So I'm definitely done at wide receiver here. Like, I'm probably done with offense in general, except for tight end. Probably take another tight end, and I will take 2 defenses at the end. I think I'm perfectly fine only like in week 11 and week 14 relying on Tennessee running back, like doing something, because that's a bye week 10. I did double up wide receivers here with bye week 10. So I have 3 people by week 10, but everybody else should be healthy. Hey, no problem, man. And if I ever do another one, and I probably will, it took me a while to like take the time to sit down and actually read through the rules and stuff. And after I'm done with the draft, I will look through everyone's teams just to kind of get an idea for what's going on. And honestly, I might just eat the 0 on week 8, tight end bye. I might just take 3 defenses. Like I think 3 defenses makes some sense. If you just wait till the very end, just take some defenses. Like I got Brock Bowers. Like I'm not that worried about it. Now, the problem with that is if let's say Brock Bowers has one bad week in the playoffs, like then I have a hard time advancing through. And another thing, so let's say the pods are 13 man in the playoffs, the top 2 still advance. So you do like building for the playoffs overall makes sense, but you also like pod luck matters, but it matters less because 2 people advance out each week. So I'm sure the finals will be larger than you would expect because 2 will advance. I believe. Okay, pods are 10 all the way through. Got it. It's just the amount of pods there are, so the finals changes. Is that right? Yeah. So I know that they said it says something about however many pods there are will depends things. So yeah, you have a 20% chance to advance out of each round, and then finals will be between 50 to 100 people, and that is based on entries. That could be a lot more, right? Depending on if a lot of people sign up. So, yeah, but if you're over on X and you've liked this content, please come over to the YouTube side, smash the like for me, hit the sub. I don't I do other content. I draft on all the different websites as well. I do like it. I like the layout. It looks really clean here, like for sure. I need to unqueue that. Absolutely. We will look at defenses. What defense? There is a certain defense here. There's 2 defenses here that I know a lot of people probably don't want to be involved in, but I'm okay with. And we'll decide if we want a second tight end at the very end. But being that 2 people advance through every week of the playoffs, I think solo Bowers, solo McBride is very doable. I think that like even if you get a 5-point week that week, you're fine. So the Giants defense is supposed to be a lot better. Their front should be really good. They should end up getting a lot of sacks. We'll take them, and we will also take Myles Garrett. Like they added Mason Taylor, not Mason Taylor, Mason Graham this year. They already had a really good defensive line. Like Cleveland could absolutely have a ton of sacks this year. And like I think both of these defenses have a decent chance to be a lot better than they're being projected. The other defense I was kind of interested in would have been the Rams. So like we can look at the tight end room. You're not even allowed to take tight end 2 from a team. That's pretty hilarious. Like like it makes sense. But yeah, you're not allowed to. And like I wouldn't be opposed to taking Tampa RB2 or Minnesota RB2. I also would not be opposed to just taking another random defense here. One of my ideas was to just take the random defense, 3 random defenses at the end. Maybe taking 3 spots for defense is wrong. Like it could absolutely be wrong. But I think trying to secure your floor of points by just taking that could make sense. And the reason I was okay taking the Bowers so early is because I'm okay only taking Brock Bowers. And like if he gets hurt and it's Michael Mayer, I have somebody. It's not Brock Bowers, and the team's probably not going to be great at that point. But still, like if I have him, and with the 2 people advancing each round, like I think you can get a little thinner at that position if you go with an elite. And maybe I'm wrong, and I could have probably done that with like the only pick I think could have been different is this New England quarterback could have easily been a RB, but San Francisco RB2 is the only one that's been drafted since I took that. So if you look at this, it's all quarterback here at the end, all defenses, and all just random tight ends. And the Arizona drafter also waited a while and took Pittsburgh tight end. And I think Pittsburgh tight end is probably a really smart play. So they went all white. They went 0 RB. Still got 2. KC is also an RB room. I feel is really good. And Detroit RB2 actually feels okay. So, yeah, I think if one of these 2 RB rooms show up, I think I'm okay with that. If not, I will look at defense. And I kind of would like to just take Jacksonville defense here. So Tennessee is also a team that they could have a better defense than people think. It's kind of wild that the Colts defense is rated underneath Cincinnati. Although Trey Hendrickson, if he plays, like he alone will get like a lot of sacks, right? So there is that. We have 3 more picks. I don't know if this will close out when it's done or what happens. I haven't finished one, so I don't know if I'll have to like go find it or if I'll be able to stay on the screen. We are about to find out. Yeah, I think I would love to get Tampa RB2 or Minnesota RB2 with this last pick. And just kind of ride with those 2 defenses. So there we go. I definitely I'm curious like what the people on this website think about elite tight end as a whole, right? All right, we will take Tampa RB. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll take Tampa RB2. We will be done. And whenever. So I guess now it's now making the NFT. All right, so here we go. First ever banana best ball. We have Baltimore QB, New England QB, San Francisco running back, Indianapolis running back, Tennessee running back, Tampa Bay running back 2. Wide receivers, a little thin, but a lot of elite wide receiver 2 offenses. We have Jacksonville, New Orleans, LA Rams, wide receiver 2, KC wide receiver 2, Dallas wide receiver 2, Detroit wide receiver 2, solo tight end with Vegas, and then 2 bad offense but possibly good defense teams in Giants and Cleveland. If like those teams could just be in ugly games a lot. I like the team, but I also don't know what a team on this website is supposed to look like. So we'll save that. I will post it in my Discord, and I will link it to X later. So we will go back to lobby here, and I will go through the contest details real quick for those of you who do not know. So as you've seen, so the entry fee is 0.01 Ethereum. I believe you can use a debit card and then they just convert it. I would assume how that works. But here's the prize pool. So it's 0.01%. Guaranteed prize pool. First place, 8.139. Second, so it's very top heavy. Second is 2.706. And as you can see, it goes down. You get your money. You get a little more than your money back if you advance. And that's two out of 10 advance. I think it has to be a Hall of Fame draft for that to apply, but I am not sure on that. But how I was saying earlier, there's a weekly winners element to this. So there's weekly prizes. So all of these teams also every single week. So the first 14 weeks, I would assume this is just for the first 14 weeks. Or if you were not in the playoffs and you get like this, that's a question for Richard here. So if you're not in the playoffs in week 17, your team is first overall in points, but you didn't make it, are you still getting a weekly prize, or do the weekly prizes end week 14? I'm not sure how that works. Just thought I would ask. But yeah, like, so you get 10 times your I figured that's how it was. So weekly prizes end week 14, but you win a week, you get 10 entries in, basically, right? Like, you pay for 10 entries if you win a single week. And if you get up to 5th in a single week over the entire, like, for the weekly stuff. But this is just a nice little consolation. Like, it would feel really good to do that. So I really like the fact that there's just a little bit for, like, having a nutted out week. And then the tournament schedule, just like usual, weeks 1 to 14, playoff round 1, week 15, round 2, 16, championship, week 17. Top 2 from each league advance to the playoffs to week 14. An additional number of wild cards will advance with the most points scored. I'm not sure how that is figured up. And then the jackpot, like, if you get the jackpot and you win that that pod, you just go straight to the finals, I believe. So 10-team leagues, first and second finish, advance. Playoff round 2, 10-team leagues, first and second advance. Finals is all the round 2 winners. And then we went over the scoring earlier. Here's the defensive scoring. Defensive TD, 6 points. Return, 6 points. Block kick, 2. Forced fumble, 1. Safety, 2. Fumble recovery, 2. Interceptions, 2. Sacks, 1. -4 for allowing over 35 points. -1 for allowing over 28 points. That feels fine. And then, as you've seen, the jackpot wheel start. We didn't hit it, but all that stuff is all there. So they also messaged me and said, and I'll do this before I leave. So tonight, I believe it's every Thursday night, but they do a founder draft. And the founder draft, they start a draft at exactly 6 p.m. Like, they enter the lobby at exactly 6 p.m. Pacific time, I believe. Everyone who's able to join the draft and gets a free banana spin. So you get a free spin on the wheel, and that's a chance to win 20 free drafts and more. I believe if you get a spin on the wheel, you automatically get a free draft, but I could be wrong. And it says we press join draft at exactly 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, like, they are involved with the community. I haven't entered any of those, but I've watched a couple of them. And then also, an additional note here. Also, if you get pick 4, you get a spin. And for every 4 drafts you do daily, you get a spin, which is pretty awesome. Like that. So you do 4 drafts in a day and you get a free spin on the banana wheel. I don't know where they do that or how that works, but, like, that's a lot of, like, extra engagement they're doing, which is a fantastic thing. Yeah, the poll question is kind of nuts, isn't it? Like, I really like Tennessee's backfield. Like, I really like Tennessee's backfield. If you don't have to choose who's starting, I don't think they're going to be a heavy passing team. I think their offense is going to be better than people think. So I tend to like Tennessee's a lot. Yeah, will increase as more people enter. Currently, over 75% of the GTD hit. What is the GTD? I guess it's a Twitter. Okay, yeah, it's a Twitter live broadcast. That is correct. So if anybody has questions on this, you can message me in the Who Crew Discord. That link is underneath in my descriptions. Guaranteed prize pool. Currently over 75. Okay, sweet. So if the guarantee, so once you've hit the number of people you were guaranteeing, then you'll start adding to the prize pools. Is that going to be evenly added to like first place and then the weekly, or is it all going to go to weekly? Or I'm kind of curious how that works out as well. I'm new to this, so, and I don't mind asking questions. Also, with Ethereum going up today, as it hit 77,000, it's not 69,000. Oh, nice. Yeah, sweet. So it will be added evenly through like the weekly prizes, and so like whatever percentage all that is, it'll just be added evenly. Which is what makes sense to me. But yeah, you can choose payment method, scroll down, and pay with a debit card, and then that will all happen for you. And where is the promotion? So I'm trying to look for that promotion that was popping up. It was, what was it? You buy 20, you get 10 free. Was that the promotion? You buy 20 drafts, you get 10 free, I think is what it said. I want to look for the, maybe if I refresh it'll, nope. Yep. Okay. So for your first deposit, for every two you buy, it's buy two, get one free, buy 20, get 10 free. And I think it maxes at 20, but and you get to spin the wheel for every 10. So if you buy 20, yeah, and that's just normal. Like that's not included in that promo. Like if you just buy all of them, you get every 10 drafts you do on this, they just give you a free spin. And I believe a free spin is guaranteed to be a free draft at minimum, right? With a chance of getting $500 worth of drafts, I think is on there. I watched it once, but I was still new and barely knew what I was doing. So like, go ahead and verify that for me. And but yeah, I think it's a really interesting thought, the way that it works. We'll click the draft button. Where does it show? So features. Okay, so that's features. I'm just going to kind of fumble around through this. Where do you see your current teams? Is it up here? So, yeah, I don't know what any of this means. So I'm going to stop clicking. Where it says active drafts, click the yellow button. There we go. Got it. Manage leagues. Sweet. All right. So, and then can this be sold at any point, or does this can it only be sold later? Like, not that I'm wanting to sell the team, but I'm just kind of curious. Can this team be sold? Like, you just wait, like somebody could buy it today if they wanted. And if somebody, yeah, nice. That's fantastic. That is a really cool element. But yeah, I had a good time with this. Now that I know how to get back to that, we will go ahead and do that. I appreciate you guys coming in. I appreciate all the support on X. We have 179 people watching on X. So that is fantastic. If just a few of you can come on over to the YouTube side, smash the like, hit the sub. I know a lot of you did. I massively appreciate it. Anytime, I will probably do a couple of these throughout before the season. I'm definitely going to load up and yeah. Hey, I love trying out new product, and I had a good time. I'm definitely going to be doing more of these. I will definitely stream some more at some point. I'm not sure when I'll get to it, but I will definitely be doing that. And when I do, I will. If you and Boris would like me to let you know, I can message one of you, and you guys can help me. Or I could just do the at SBS Society. What is it? It's at SBS. Let me. So it's SBS. Why is that not popping up for me? I was going to link it. I mean, it's, if you want to know, you go to my Twitter, SBS Fantasy. Got it. So on X, if you're curious about this product, at SBS Fantasy, and then once you go there, they actually have a draft bot that like counts down how many is needed for a draft on X. So like if you're looking for a draft, it actually every time somebody enters a lobby, it populates. So like you know how long you have, like you know how many are there every time, which is a nice little bonus. But yeah, I had a good time. I like the thought experiment. Who knows if I build a monster or a crap sack? Like it's probably one or the other. Solo tight end, Giants and Cleveland defense. Don't look now, but there's a certain tight end on Sleeper who has shot up. Oh, really? Is it your boy? I know that you were really big on that one player. So it might be like, yeah, awesome. But thank you, Richard and Boris, for allowing me to do this. I had a good time. I'll let people know whenever I do it again. But now we are going to go to Underdog, and we are going to do a puppy. So those of you who came here just for the SBS, I appreciate you. I enjoy anybody who can come along. I hope that maybe I said something that you didn't know about the NFL. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you leave, if you want to stay, you are welcome. But I do plan to do some more of these on stream. I think it's a really cool contest. And I wasn't sure what I thought about it whenever I first looked into it. But the more I thought about it, like I like anything that makes me think. So this is a lot different. And I also like gambling. So the whole banana wheel thing kind of gets to me. But we appreciate it. If anybody has questions or wants to sign up on there and they have trouble, let me know. I can, in my Discord, I can give you the website. It is, what is the website? It is sbsfantasy.com. So I will link that in the comments here, or in the YouTube chat. So anybody who wants to look at it, there you go. Now we will go over here and we will try to join a puppy. So, but we don't do just one draft on this network. We're an addict. We do at least one. If I had more drafts fired up, I would definitely be doing a second one on Spoiled Banana Society, but I don't, and I don't want to do any payment information stuff on stream. So we're gonna hold off on that. We'll be doing another one probably next week even. So, but we do have to log into these via our phone. So give me 1 minute. So let's look at the poll while I'm doing that. So best ambiguous running back room for 2025 based on the SBS style. We got 28 votes, 29 votes now up, and it's bouncing around. Jacksonville and Minnesota are winning, both at 38, Tennessee at 14, Giants at 10%. I think that's fair. I think that's very fair. Hey, what's up, Losimo? You just missed it. If you want to see what the Spoiled Banana Society is all about, after this video is over, go back, watch that. It's a really cool concept. If you need more information, just message me. I know you're in the Discord, so it's pretty cool. I think everybody from the Who crew liked it, thought it was interesting. I know Updog had done some already. He but he's very in tune to everything best ball. So we are going to enter a puppy 2, and we will be entering in 10 seconds. What's up, Charles? Welcome. So Fedone and Chisholm. That's awesome. So 6 more to start. 4 more to start. Not everyone thought it was that interesting. Well, I think it's very interesting. So here we are. We are back. We get rewarded with the 101. Oh, did you? Nice. Well, welcome, Gamble. So we got the 101. Vex. I've seen them in a couple of the ones I've done today. I don't know if anybody else. Whoops. Did that? All right. So I clicked the wrong button. We got Losimo in the 12. We got Charles here in the 11. The Huron River Rat, Jason Calhoun in the 10. We are all by our lonesome, away from the Who crew, away from all disaster, over here at the 101. We've been blessed with a few more 101s than other people. We have 10% Jamar Chase, and I'm going to just take Jamar Chase at 101. That's what we're going to do. Crazy. I heard Who read that comment and knew it was Gamble. Yeah. He has his own aura. Good luck in this one, boys. Yeah, I'm starting, like, I've been pretty out on Saquon Barkley, but I'm definitely starting to take him a lot more now that he's going at 6. Like, he goes at 6 pretty often. I think at 6, like, I personally like Puka Nacua over Saquon Barkley, but I think I'm okay clicking Saquon at 6 because having Puka Nacua ahead of even just Malik Neighbors, I'm going to end up with like 11 or 12% Puka. So, like, I don't need to look for reasons. And I also have Puka ahead of CMC. So, like, yeah, like, I've been clicking Gibbs over Saquon the whole time. So, but I'm at least willing to mix in some Saquon at 6 and 7. Oh, damn. Yeah, you are due if you're under, because I know you've done quite a bit of drafts. CMC Music Factory. Yeah, we got like, I love the fact that I got to bet on CMC, and I still, like, if he gets hurt, I'm still covered on the Spoiled Banana Society site, right? Like, that makes San Francisco running back just feel so much better. Like that feels so much better, because the one thing we know that Shanahan's going to do is he's going to pick one guy, and that guy he's going to run into the ground. So San Francisco running back 1 is just an awesome thing. Like, it is unquestionably a good pick. Like, even if it ends up being Garendo, like, Garendo was fine for a couple weeks last year whenever he was the guy. Think I have my first Saquon Bowers. That's awesome. Yeah, Bowers is falling and Saquon is falling. Like, I'm excited to eventually get my first Jamar Chase Brock Bowers team. Maybe this is it. We have a chance. Is it going to happen? It's not going to happen. It's going to be the old classic T. Higgins. Yep, there we go. So I don't feel like doing that. I haven't clicked Josh Jacobs in a while. I think we'll do a Josh Jacobs share here. And let's look at this real quick. Yeah, we'll do this. We don't have any T. Higgins with Josh Jacobs teams. So, or maybe I wasn't logged in. Maybe that's what it was. I know for a fact I have. Let's refresh this and see if it messed me up. Okay. So yeah, we didn't have any. Yeah, so most of my 18% of my Josh Jacobs teams have Jamar, but none of my Josh Jacobs team have T. So I am at least unique with this. And for those of you who do not know, who are watching, this is Bestball Overlay. And this combination tool allows you to see like what your exposures are. So like Jamar Chase, I can be like, so I know like Lamar Jackson's on the other side. So I can type in Lamar. I've pulled Lamar up once up to this side just to get unique within my portfolio. And like Josh Allen, I've done that once too. Garrett Wilson, I've done that. Adams, I'm sure I've done. Worthy, it's happened once, but it fell all the way back. So like it helps you with your portfolio a little bit if you care. It's hard to do during the draft. It's a lot easier to do outside of drafts to just kind of look at your combinations. So let's look and see what everybody is doing. I'm going to go ahead and close the tool. I know I got that unique start, so everything else doesn't matter. Losimo in the 12 hole. Brian Thomas, Derrick Henry, JSN, Mike Evans. Pretty solid. Charles, Amon-Ra, Ashton Genty, Terry McLaurin, and Jaden Daniels. Slow clap for that. You got the stack. You did the thing. Congratulations. And the River Rat, always up to no good. He believes Najee's missing an eye. He's got Hampton at 39, Garrett Wilson at 34, Achane at 15, Malik Neighbors at 10. I'm ready to hear some clarification on the Najee thing. I absolutely, like, I have no idea. So close. So close for what? Did you almost get in? What's up, B. Grandy? What's up, my man? Been seeing a lot of your teams on Draft or Pass. First time I've been able to catch. Well, hopefully you're not in my stream trying to catch the fish that you're voting against over and over again. Maybe you're like, man, this guy doesn't know anything. He has no idea what he's doing. So I need to find him. I need to chase him down. I need to take all of his money. He's the reason I'm going to win Best Ball Mania. I hope that wasn't. I hope it was more like this guy sometimes builds an okay team. Whatever brought you here, I appreciate you coming by, though. All right, so we're going to take – I don't love any of this right now, honestly. I'm going to go ahead and just do the triple by week 10 thing. And then take Cortland Sutton with it. So through 5 right now, we have Josh Jacobs, we have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Cortland Sutton, George Pickens. We are clinched. We are ready for Jimmy McGill 8 to take unstacked to take the Chase Brown stacked Burrow, which Chase Brown stacked Burrow is defensible. I'm not going to say anything negative about a Chase Brown stacked Burrow. I've done it like a single time. I don't think it's the best move, but I don't think it's a bad move. Like, I think that's fine. The naked burrows, maybe the river rat's going to be up to no good. Who knows? Yeah, so hey, well, I appreciate that. I mean, I have some bad teams out there. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm like, who built this? This thing is awful. And I click against it, and it's like, why did I ever do that? What was I thinking? And for those of you who don't know, he's talking about draft or pass. Like, if you have an account on Underdog, you can go to this site right here, and you basically load up your CSV to it, and then it just basically says post draft, and you look at two teams, you vote which one you like. They have a leaderboard here. So like Chaz Michael Michelson has an 11-0 team. He had two 11-0 teams. So that changed. So we can go by user here, go to win percentage overall. I'm down here at like 52.7 or something. I'm at 53%. So I'm slightly above the field. But if anybody has any interest in that and they have an Underdog account, I believe it's only active at the moment for Underdog. I haven't talked to Big Loaf. I would assume eventually, once it really takes off, he'll start adding the other content or the like drafters and stuff like that on there as well. I don't know if that's in the plans. That is just me speculating. But Drafter Pass it's an absolute blast. Why cross your finger and hope? Because I get it like 35% of the time, and I have no problem. Yeah, there we go. We got the joke. I'm not that worried about, like, I honestly think Burrow's the worst part of that stack. So if it gets me into a Dak Prescott team or a Bo Nix team, like, I want more Bo Nix. So it doesn't really bother me to lose it, is why. Like, if it would bother me to lose it, I don't think I'd be doing that. We are going to go ahead and build out that team bet. We will hit ADP. I've been trying to click more Caleb Johnson. I'm forcing myself to do it. So we're going to go ahead and take Caleb Johnson as well. I don't love Caleb Johnson. How's this look? All right, I need to change. There, that looks better. Okay. So I don't love Caleb Johnson, and it's double by week 5, but that's not that big of a deal to me. But it builds out a team stack with Green Bay. I don't think I have some golden, I know, with Chase, but I don't think I really have. I've tried to not take much golden with Jacobs. I think that if golden's smashing, that it's because they're passing the ball a bunch, but I do want to be in on some Green Bay teams. It opens up another quarterback option later. So I think it's fine. Like, maybe it's not, but I think it's fine. So B. Grandy says, I voted against myself plenty of times. Everyone has duds. Absolutely. Like, yeah, I'm not that worried. Like, I think Joe Burrow, I have taken him up here. And I do think that, like, there are times where the board hits in a way that I don't like any of the picks there. So I just go ahead and take Joe Burrow. It's not very often, but, like, I'm not going to do that every time. I will do it some. And the main reason I will do it some is because I think having a few more of those teams and having, like, instead of having Cortland Sutton, Pickens, Burrow, and Caleb Johnson, like, you don't have Pickens, but you have Golden and Caleb Johnson. Like, in that weekly matchup, like, Pickens and Matthew Golden, like, what's the odds that Matthew Golden outscores Pickens that week, right? Or Pickens, like it's probably what, 60-40? So is it really that massive of a change to just take Burrow at the 4-5 turn? It's really not. But I was just wanting a team. I was wanting to build out a George Pickens team is really how it worked out. And I like taking Cortland Sutton there to possibly get Bo Nix back here. Like in case Joe Burrow doesn't come back, it opens you up for another quarterback. And I could just be completely out of quarterback options if somebody wants to snipe me here. Like, and that's fine. Like, I don't mind backstacking at all. So, and I still have options there. And I don't know why TJ Hawkinson's falling because all the tight ends, first 6 tight ends are falling other than we will absolutely take Hawkinson and Bo Nix here. And if somebody had taken Bo Nix and sniped me there, I would have just grabbed naked Justin Fields and called it good. So we get the team stack here with Bo Nix. We will we're going to go ahead and take TJ Hawkinson, get our first tight end. Hawkinson falling where he is now, like I really like that pick. Why is this sizing all weird? I'm going to try to fix this. How does that look? Not great. Looks, I don't know. How does this look to everybody else? Does that look fine? Let me know if that looks fine or not. If you can see the board. So DQ says ping pong, love, wide receiver, running back correlation. Yeah, and I don't get to that very often. Like, I do want some Jordan Love teams. I have a lot of Matthew Golden. And I don't think I had very much Matthew Golden with Josh Jacobs. Like, I can just bring it up and look, honestly. Oh, yeah, that doesn't show up there. So Josh Jacobs. Oh, I lied. I had a bunch of that. Maybe that was a bad idea. I thought that I wasn't doing that. So apparently I need to do that less. So as you see, those two are the wide receivers I like in that area. I don't have a lot of Josh Jacobs, though, so that's why all these numbers are reasonably high. All right, let's look and see what the chat is doing here. We got Losimo. He's got Brian Thomas, Derrick Henry, JSN, Mike Evans, James Conner, Jawan Jennings, Aaron Jones, Tony Pollard, and Najee Harris. He is not worried. Charles, Amon-Ra, Ashton Genty, Terry McLaurin, and Jaden Daniels. Travis Hunter at 59. Rome Odunze at 62. Sam Laporta. Jordan Mason, Tyrone Tracy. I need to start mixing more Tracy in. I still prefer Scattaboo, but I definitely need to mix some in just in case I'm wrong. And then the River Rat, Malik Neighbors, HN, Garrett Wilson, Hampton, Harvey, Olave, Steph Diggs, Egbuka, Andrews, Drake, May. Man, the Steph Diggs Drake May combo just feels like stealing to me. It really does. I really like it. And also, did you guys, if you follow me on X, I put out a video that actually Sleazeball at Fantasy Football put out. Like, it was just a retweet of a Rashee Rice training video from like this week, I think. That dude has no issue with his legs. Like, none. Like there is, that man is fully healthy. All right, so if Ramondre makes it, we'll take him. If not, all right, so I'm not a huge Ramondre fan, but I definitely want Jordan Love here, and I will take Ramondre on this team. I have more Ramondre than I expected to have, but now with him going at 120, I think he fits a lot of teams, and like especially this one. Josh Jacobs and Ramondre will definitely have a role week 1. Caleb Johnson most likely will have a role week 1. This allows me to take like one more kind of a role guy and then 2 shots. I don't have a ton of capital there, so I can fit that. These wide receivers, this wide receiver group is very strong already. And then Hawkinson is good. I might be done at quarterback. I might not. We will see how the rest of the draft plays out. For everybody here, if you want a third draft, we are in round 12 right now. We got 23 likes. If you want a third draft, we need to get to 29 likes. At 29, I'll do a third. I kind of want to do a third. I'm going to do a third either way. It'll just matter if it's on stream or not. So that is up to you. That also applies to the 195 watching over on X. If you guys would like me to do more content, if you want to hear me ramble a little bit more, head on over to the YouTube side, smash the like, click the sub. It'll help me out a lot. And I'll have no problem doing a lot more content. So I stream. So for those of you who don't know, I stream every Monday through Thursday at 4 p.m. Central Time. And on Sunday nights, I'm going to start streaming at 6:45 p.m. Central Time. So those will be my times. And those are going to be locked in unless something comes up or I have to go to like a birthday party on the Sunday night. But the weekdays are definitely locked in. Fridays, I'll never be able to. Saturdays, sometimes I'm able to, sometimes I'm not. It's just I just do pop-up streams on Saturday evenings if I can get around to it. I try to do a lot of content. I think I enjoy it. I don't know if it's good, but people keep coming back, so it must not be bad. All right, so I would love to get. I was really hoping Goddard made it back to me. So we will go. We definitely want a running back here. I think Garendo is the first click. And I actually think Quentin Johnston's the second click. Give myself another run or wide receiver. I have 3 by week 10 guys, so I kind of want some capital here. I'm not super worried about the bye week thing, but I think Quentin Johnston could be very underrated. There is definitely a world where Mike Williams is dust and that Trey Harris doesn't really get it going this season, maybe until very late. And in that world, Quentin Johnston is one of the best picks on the board. Yes, I know people are scared of the pass volume for the LA Chargers. I just think they're going to be a good offense, and I think you're going to want pieces of that offense. I think they're going to score a lot of points. I think offenses that are going to score a lot of points, you just want pieces of, especially cheap pieces. I don't see anything wrong with it. With Ladd out there creating all the space he does, with that offensive line being very, very strong, and them investing that capital into Omari and Hampton, and assuming Najee is okay, if Hampton is a bust, which I absolutely not thinking is the case, at least they're going to be serviceable in the run game. I think there's a reasonable chance that Najee would just be better than J.K. Dobbins was last year. I like Dobbins, but Najee just plays every week and gets 1,000 yards. That's just what Najee does. It's never fun. It's never sexy, but it happens, and it happens every single year. This year could be the first time it doesn't because it's the first time he has legit talent in front of him. But that running game is going to open up wide open passes down the field for breakaways kind of stuff, which is what Quentin Johnston won with last year. He had a lot of times where he just ran past people and was wide open down the field, right? So, and he broke some coverages and all that stuff. So I I really like Quentin Johnston as a late pick. Like if Quentin Johnston was going 2 rounds earlier, I wouldn't have any interest in him. There's a world where Trey Harris isn't ready. It's called Never Neverland. Thanks, Thad. It's I'm a believer in Trey Harris, and even though I'm a believer in Trey Harris, I don't think he's going to be coming out week 1 and being awesome. But I think by midseason, he'll be perfectly fine. So we need another tight end. And we could just finish up wide receiver here with Jack Besh. Yeah, I think we're going to finish up wide receiver with Besh. And then look at running back. Do we just pull up Will Shipley here? I don't think so. This could just be a Rico Dowdle team. No. This is a Braylon Allen team based on bye weeks. So I'll split the different. I have them all kind of similar. Josh Jacobs week 5, Caleb Johnson week 5, Ramondre and Garendo both week 14. So I'm probably going to go 6 RBs here. Definitely done at wide receiver. So the team right now, we have Bo Nix, Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Caleb Johnson, Ramondre, Isaac Garendo, Braylon Allen. Wide receivers, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Cortland Sutton, George Pickens, Matthew Golden, Quentin Johnston, Jack Besh, and T.J. Hawkinson. I think this is perfectly fine. I might go thinner at tight end again. I might take 3. I haven't decided. I'm either going to take a random quarterback or just be done. I think I'll just be done at Bo Nix and Jordan Love, and then I will take another running back here at 192, 193, and then a tight end, and then a tight end if there's one that is okay at the end. If not, we'll just figure something out. So we are 2 likes away. We are at 27. At 29, I said I will do a 3rd draft. So it's all up to you guys. I've started playing a new game. I would love to go play that game a little. So I'm up for whatever. That O-line and running in San Diego will make them a top 5. Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at with it. I just think it's an offense we absolutely want to be involved in. Like people like, oh well, lad, he should go later. I disagree. I just think you want to have pieces of good offenses. And I believe that even though it's a Greg Roman offense, like I still believe they're going to have pieces. Like if you look at when Ladd broke out last year and you just rate what he done, like he had a crazy amount of volume. So there is a certain player I really want on this team. Ja'Cory Crosby-Merritt. Like I've actually heard some positive stuff on him. I don't know if I buy it yet, but there is some positive stuff out there on him right now. So we wanted Brashard Smith for the bringback, and I think we just want to smash Chig here. Make sure the bye weeks are good. Those bye weeks are good. So we got Brashard Smith. We got Chig. We'll take tight end. We'll queue up a couple tight ends here. Still one like away. So if these 3 go, I will take a different position. If one of those 3 is available, I will take them. That's the plan for the rest of this draft. Let's look at the River Rat and see how he finished out his team. He's got Malik Neighbors, Devon Achane, who isn't like who's going at this turn all the time now. Like I'm wondering if he's going to stabilize around where he is now, because earlier in the offseason he was going down there around where Jonathan Taylor was. I never really thought that made a lot of sense. We're here now. And so also in that Spoiled Banana Society draft, the Miami running back went quite a bit later than I expected. I would think Devon Achane, who, as you guys who've been watching me for a while and know this chart, like you go to receptions for running backs, Devon Achane had 78 receptions on 85 targets with 6 rush or receiving touchdowns. Like, if their offense, like 592 receiving yards, like he's still like, and he was still one of the top end running backs at points per game because he was still running back 11. And this is half point PPR. So in full point PPR, he actually jumps up to, I think it's 9th. I'm not positive, but I believe it was 9th in full point PPR. And like that was on an offense that didn't function for part of the season because Tua wasn't there, right? So like in the full PPR stuff, I flat out think he's just I think it's pretty reasonable to just have him in the first round. And I get it. It is 10-round draft, so like the first round is a little different. But I almost went just Miami, San Francisco, but I really wanted I wanted to attack the Jacksonville wide receivers. I think that's kind of I'm a believer in Travis Hunter's ability, and I love Brian Thomas. And I think it's very possible that one of those two receivers every week gives me 23 points. Like I think that's possible that half the weeks of the season you get 23 to 30 points with one of those two. Like I think that could be the way the offense works. I know everybody thinks that it's going to be the running backs. I'm not so sure. That offensive line's not very good in Jacksonville. So, all right, looks like we're going to get one of our guys here. If not, we will take Dontavian Wicks, who I have talked negatively about recently. But I like I said, I don't think it's a bad click. I just prefer let's see. No bring back, no nothing. We'll take Juwan Johnson. There we go. So the team, we got a 2-6-7-3. Bo Nix, Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Caleb Johnson, Ramondre, Isaac Guerrero, Braylon Allen, and Rashard Smith for the bring back. We have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Cortland Sutton, George Pickens, Matthew Golden, Quentin Johnson, Jack Besh, tight ends, TJ Hawkinson, Chig Okonkwo, and Juwan Johnson. We've hit the likes. We have 31 likes. We will find the lobby again. We are there. So we are going to enter a 20-second puppy, and we will enter in 10 seconds. And by the way, those of you who are new here, I just say 10 seconds, and then I guesstimate what 10 seconds actually is. And then I hit the button. I should probably just go make a little 10-second clip, and then I would know. We have 6 to go. 6 spots available in this draft. It filled instantly as soon as it said 6. This should be a friends and family draft. Losimo, we got the 4. Losimo in the 6. UFC Jaguar in the 7. PP Punch in the 8. Artillery Frost in the 10. If you were in here and I did not shout you out and you wish to be revealed, shout yourself out. Statman32, I assume, like spreadsheets. That's my bold statement for the day. I'm going to assume this guy likes spreadsheets. Just a little bit. So the 104, I like the 104. I really like Bijan Robinson this year. I have 11% Bijan. I might just this is my rankings. I have Bijan 3. I have CD 4. I might just take CD here if he's available. I want to be close to the field with CD and with Gibbs. I was hoping to Barkley is extremely low. We took a BBM share of him yesterday. And I do wonder if Justin Jefferson is going to start falling because of the Hayden Winks video. I'm taking JJ at 4 all day. All day. I will do that all day. Please set the 10-second clip. You'll be a trendsetter. Oh, yeah. Like, I've thought about it, and I think you could do it and then do it like in a funny way. I'm just lazy, to be honest with you, and I have really good ideas, so I should just do it. But yeah, I think the 10-second clip would be perfect. Like, it's just a countdown with some funny pictures of like from NFL stuff. Like, some people be like, they want the most badass pictures out there. I would be more like the picture of the offensive lineman who crapped his pants, stuff like that. Like, that would be the way to go, in my opinion. That just played through it. Like, he just plays through it. It's like, oh, this ain't anything. I've been here before. Nobody's going to want to come around this. I'm protecting you. Go ahead, put your hands right under there, quarterback. You got this. I believe in you. All right, I don't know who all remembers that. Yeah, make it the bloopers. Yeah, absolutely. Like, that would be the way I would want to do that. I need to just do it. I've just not made a slide for this yet. I think I'll work on that next Monday. I'll probably, I will try to work on that next Monday. Put that slide together for a little 10-second clip, and I'll look for some bloopers. If anybody has some bloopers that they would like to be added to that clip, message, like, the butt fumble. Like, it'll be still shots. It won't be clips probably. Maybe it'll be like little 1-second clips. But like, if people have ideas for that, when this video ends, just put it in the comments or join my Discord, which is completely free, and just message me. So, I'm sure we could come up with 10 really good ones. And I would love to involve the community. So there is that as well. So we get JJ at 4, but we don't get any falls. So it's not that great. I know I have Bucky rated there at 22, but I'm going to be moving Bucky Irving down in my ranks a few spots because of the Tristan Wirfs news. With Tristan Wirfs missing the first few games of the season, most likely, I am going to be a little more bearish on Bucky Irving specifically, and I think that is actually reasonably good news for Rachaad White. So I think for like the sprint stuff, it's still perfectly fine. So, but yeah, there are some, like, Bucky is a really good pick, but all the picks in this area are really good. So whenever a player around them that matters gets hurt like that, it is we'll go ahead and take a Garrett Wilson share here. I don't do it too often. I do like that click a little better than the MHA click. You get Lawsimo here, gets the Saquon Barkley, Trey McBride, Harrison. That's pretty sweet. But yeah, I think, like, and I'm not saying I'm going to like nuke Bucky to pick 35. I mean, I'm just going to be more likely to click like Rashee Rice, Tyreek Hill, T. Higgins, Chase Brown, and Josh Jacobs ahead of him. And I will probably move him down to like kind of where like Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison, Devontae Adams kind of goes. until I start getting like a very low amount of him, because I don't want to be out on Bucky, but like I want to stay around 6% at least. Like I'm at 7.7. I'm slightly under the field right now on Bucky. With that news, like I still want to be in on him, like near the field, but I don't feel like as the second round pick, it's as good of a pick now. The like to be honest, like a lot of the reason people are kind of out on him is because he's small, right? Like, oh well, Bucky's small, which means he might get hurt. Well, if their all-star Pro Bowl left or their tackle like isn't playing at the beginning of the season, it's much more likely he just gets completely blown up in the backfield and gets hurt, right? Like that's a very low odds thing to happen, but it is a possible thing to happen, right? Like it is more likely with Wirfs out than it is with him in. Like I'm not saying that should like move the scale in any way, but it is more likely that is a thing that would happen. Omari and Hampton all day. I absolutely love Omari and Hampton this year. I could be wrong. I have double the field with Hampton. If the fireworks thing is correct, I will probably be able to start slowing down on him because he'll probably start going up over here all the time. If it's incorrect, I think that this is a very, very fair price for him. I kind of like him at like 42 anyway. So it's not going to bother me either way. But there is a possibility of CLV if some of that stuff is true, which wouldn't be like a deserved CLV. Like CLV by injury is not deserved at all. We get to take a rare DK Metcalf share too. DK Metcalf is rarely anymore at the top of my queue. Like that's a 10 pick discount. I have him rated about 5 or 6 spots behind ADP. So getting him there actually feels awesome. Team right now, Justin Jefferson, Jonathan Taylor, Garrett Wilson, Amari Hampton, DK Metcalf. So like the guys you're out on somewhat, like when they fall 5 to 10 picks, especially up top, that's kind of when you want to take your shares of them. Like don't be completely out on the guys near the top of the draft. Like I say that with 1.3% Barkley or whatever it is. But like now that he's going over here, I will start clicking him here and there. Like I've always said that like I don't think it's like makes any sense before pick 5. At pick 6, I will definitely start making him in. I'm willing to click him some at pick 5. So like I'm not like, and I could absolutely be wrong. Like it could just be Saquon Barkley season once again. But yeah, like when the players you're out on start falling in ADP a little bit and in those rooms, like just being like, I'll take a share here. Like because my DK Metcalf teams might look different than the average DK Metcalf user team, or it's going to make my Justin Jefferson, Amari, and Hampton team, which I'm sure I have a bunch of, like we can look that up. It's going to make that combination look a lot different because I'm not usually taking him. So like 19% of my Hampton teams have that. And, I actually ended up taking most of my DK teams are with Hampton. So there is that, but like, I just think that whenever there is a discount like that, and it's a player that you're out on for like I'm kind of out on him more for I don't believe the offense will be good more than and I do think that he's just a go route guy, but the way he plays the game, he will have spike weeks. So I don't think it's a terrible pick. I don't think like it's a flimsy pick to me. I'll get to that in a second. Um. All right, so I went over this a couple times, and it's just for me personally. Like I don't think Barkley. I'm not saying Barkley is a bad pick. Like so, a lot of my fades this year aren't necessarily like Barkley is the one that I'm a little more that it's not a great pick than the other fades, but I'm wanting to have a little more extreme exposures onto players. Like I want a lot of Bijan, I want a decent amount of Puka Nakua, and I want to be around the field with a lot of those players. So for like Saquon, I feel like number one, he had 2,000 yards. And he ran incredibly pure on long runs, like just incredibly pure on those runs. Um, I I think we'll take Sam Laporta there. Um, so we'll go back to this real quick. So like Saquon Barkley, like yes, they have an absolutely amazing offensive line. But that like one of my like things on it is that offensive line's been like fully healthy for 2 years, I believe, or they were fully healthy at least last year. And offensive lines don't generally I'm not saying that this is a good take, but most of the time offensive lines have some sort of injury luck every year. So like Saquon last year had 7 rushing 40-yard rushes, and he converted 4 of those into touchdowns, right? So he had 11 games of that. Like, so of all the running backs that are at the top, like my argument is he had 2,000 yards last season, and he still only put up 20 points a game. Like I'm not saying 20.29 is bad. I'm not saying that at all. But with those picks, I'm looking for the absolute legendary season, like the CMC 24, 25-point seasons, right? Like, and I don't think Barkley has a chance to do that. I think Bijan has a chance to do that. I think Gibbs has a chance to do that. I think if something like that were to happen, like even Genty is more likely to do it. I'm not taking don't get me wrong, I'm not taking Genty above Saquon, but like I just think that he is less likely to be the absolute nutted guy you use. And the main reason I'm a little more like the price point from last year to this year is a lot different. Like the people you're having to give up on. And I tend to prefer the wide receiver in round one opposed to the running back in round one as well. So, like, with that being there, because I like the running backs that come back in round two a little better. Like, so for me personally, I don't like that bet. I understand the bet, and I don't think it's a bad bet. I just, for the way I want to use my portfolio, I'm not going to have a lot of him. And like I do like I went over this a bunch, and I'm sure some people are tired of hearing about it. But and I don't. Yeah, we'll take Jordan Mason here. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes me sound like an idiot. If that makes it sound like if I made any good points. But like it's more of the way I want to do my exposures, and like I don't think that he has the 23, 24 point ceiling a game that some of the other like even like if Achan hit on all cylinders from and he combined last season with 2 years ago, he could do that. Like, do I think it's likely? No. But because Jalen Hurts does pretty much never passes to the running backs, I just like it's not even a Saquon couldn't catch the ball thing. It's more that the Eagles, like number one, the tush push is still there. So anything within the 3-yard line is just Jalen Hurts' touchdowns. It's not Saquon Barkley's. So that's a slight knock when trying to get to that ceiling. I just think that like that's my case. So we'll take Baker Mayfield with Godwin there. He said flimsy and then snap fingers Godwin. That's awesome. Gibbs already had an offensive lineman retire. Yes. Yeah, and I'm actually a little more out on Gibbs as well. Like that's why I have Bijan as the number 1 running back. Which I had that before the offensive lineman retired, and like Kevin Zeitler, as I was talking about in the Spoiled Banana Society thing, like Kevin Zeitler is an awesome offensive lineman, especially for the running game. And he is absolutely going to be missed in Detroit. So with that and with Ragnow gone, right? Like, but like with that being said, a lot of Gibbs's game is on the edges, not in the center. David Montgomery, like he still was fine, like as a receiver and does everything, but it does affect Gibbs's game a little less than Montgomery's. It affects both of them negatively, though. I will agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. No arguments at all. And Bijan, like I think it's Bijan, and then I kind of just lean towards the wide receivers there. Like I like Jefferson, I like Lamb. I actually kind of like Puka Nacua, even over like if I had a single draft, I'm probably taking Puka over Barkley and Gibbs. So like if it was like I'm sitting at 105 for a $500 draft, I'm probably taking Puka if I'm only doing one, and for the amount of money I'm allowed to spend on this, if I was in a $500 draft, like, and yes, I get it. Like Puka is a riskier play, is a risky play because he gets hurt he's been hurt every season he's ever played football. But he's also like the best wide receiver in the league by like almost every metric, right? Like, so I tend to like him more than that. And that kind of goes more with, I like the running backs more in the second round, which with the Bucky Irving, with the Tristan Wirfs news, actually makes that even a little more thin as well. So I could be wrong. Like I'm not saying I'm right with this. It's just the way I'm going to decide to play it. And I do need, like, I don't like being at 1.8% Saquon Barkley. I don't like it, but I'm not going to be clicking Puka over Saquon. Like, I'm not going to be doing that because I don't want 25% Puka, right? Like, I don't want that. I do want to be a little overexposed to Puka, but Will Ferrell meme, I don't believe you. So, but I definitely want, like, especially now that Saquon's fell into the spot. Like, when Saquon was going at 2 and 3, I honestly thought it was an awful pick. But with him going at 5 in a lot of drafts, I think it's a perfectly fine pick now. Like, and I'm going to start mixing it in a lot more. So, all right, we took Laporta. We'll go ahead and take off here. We got the week 17 bring back there. So we got Laporta, we got JJ McCarthy, or not McCarthy. We got Justin Jefferson, we got Laporta, we got Jared Goff, we got Baker Mayfield, we have Chris Godwin. We don't have anything there. No, I'm probably not. Like I have already uh like in a single draft $500 Puka and Barkley. I mean, maybe you are right. Maybe as a pure hedge to the rest of my portfolio, I end up taking Barkley. Like maybe I do. Maybe on the clock, I do decide that the $500 hedge to be able to continue to not click him and everything else is worth it. But like, I do straight up have Puka have rated above Barkley. Like in underdog scoring, I do. So, and most of that is, like I've said, I have the running backs from like rounds 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I really like a lot of the running backs in there. I think Amari and Hampton's rated like, I think he goes like a half round too late. I really like all of the ones like I think the Pacheco, Tony Pollard, Caleb Johnson, Quinshon Judkins tier is just fantastic. Like, yeah. So like, I honestly like as a hedge, I might take Barkley, and that's what because I did do that because I'm kind of out on Kyron Williams this year as well. But one of my bigger board teams, I did take Kyron purely as a hedge because he fell like 5 picks past ADP. And then I took it as a hedge. All right. I think we just take the slight ADP faller here in Dalton Kincaid. We could take, we just take Kincaid there. Like, it wasn't much of a fall, but Kincaid, Laporta, I could stop there. I'll probably still add a third. I definitely need a running back with the next pick. There was a couple of them on the board I still liked, so I was willing to pass that. Breaking news. Did that actually come out that it was deemed? Like, I'm on stream. I can't really look. I mean, I hope that's the case because I have nothing against Najee as a person. So, like, I hope that he wasn't actually hurt. Yeah, this is a good team to take old Trey Benson on. We'll take Trey Benson here. So right now we have a 2-4-5-2. We have Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff. We have Jonathan Taylor, Amari Hampton, Jordan Mason, and Trey Benson. Justin Jefferson, Garrett Wilson, DK Metcalf, Chris Godwin, Luther Burden, and then tight ends, Sam Laporta and Dalton Kincaid. Not my favorite team I've ever drafted, but it's fine. Like, that's how I feel about this team. It's fine. It's not bad. It's not good. It is fine. That is the best compliment I can give this team. It's fine. It's definitely not a powerhouse. But I'm not a big Garrett Wilson believer either. I do want to mix him in. And I could, like, maybe I'll go back and look into Barkley some more. I will be wrong on some people. I'm not going to say I won't. I was wrong. Like, I actually walked back. I was kind of in on Saquon the beginning of last year, and then I just listened to everybody, and then I was out, and then I hated myself because I wasn't in. But, like, that was a different bet in round 2. I don't like the bet in round 1. Like, to be honest with you, I don't really like the bet as a round 1 player for Saquon Barkley with all the ability you have at wide receiver, just because I think that all of those early wide receivers can just do things that none of the other wide receivers in the entire board can do. So, and Saquon, like, if you tell me that, let's try to lock in here because I think I might just take Aaron Rodgers here. I don't love it, but I do think this team probably needs a third. Yeah, I think this team needs a third quarterback. We're going to take Aaron Rodgers there. Oh, wow. That's way before ADP. But that's whatever. I'm not that worried about it. I needed one, and there was only him and Darnold left. I have a DK Metcalf share. I don't get a lot of them. I would really like my DK Metcalf shares to be stacked. There was nobody on that board I feel like I'm going to miss. Running back here, I think it's fine. I would kind of like to get to 6, though. I might just stop at Dalton Kincaid and Laporta, which doesn't feel great. And I will probably add another wide receiver. So I don't know. Think we'll just take Alec Pierce here. Just take another shot guy. I really don't like this team. I kind of got on tangents, and I haven't been paying attention to the draft as much as I should. I don't begrudge you not one of Barkley, but I think the real issue is with so much RB firepower available, you aren't winning the flex. You're probably dead. That could be true. I generally like to have 3 RBs. Like I basically almost forced 3 RBs by Jordan Mason in most of my drafts. Every once in a while, I mix in all the different strategies. I try to get 3 by Jordan Mason because I do believe that, and like I'll even bring it up. Like, so with this chart, it's got this is underdog scoring with the points per game, like, and what you're saying is true because like points per game last year, like you look at the running backs that had 15 points a game or more, there were 11 that had 15 points or more. And then you go to wide receiver, and it's literally 7 of them, or 6. Yeah, it's 6. So it's 6 of them had 15 points or more a game, and a running back, 11 did. So, yes, you do want the running back to hit your flex, absolutely. But you look up here, and, like, I think you kind of want to get one of these top guys because it goes down to, like, 13. Like, there are more wide receivers that have over 10 overall, right? But the top guys are harder to find. So, to me, like, skipping RB round 1 and for a lot of the time, and then like trying to hit that nutted receiver, to me is pretty important. So we might just take Jarquez. We'll take Dylan Sampson. I've been trying to get Dylan Sampson up. I have too much. I love Jarquez Hunter, but I do have too much of him. So we're going to take Dylan Sampson there. And then, so we got a 3-5. That we could still end at 3-5-7-3. Like, I don't mind this running back room. Taylor, Hampton, Mason, Benson, and Dylan Sampson. And then tight end, Laporta, Kincaid. I think that this team could absolutely use, like, I think it could be 3-5-7-3. I think it's fine enough right now. So I need another wide receiver and another tight end. I really like the Darius Slayton click here at the end of drafts, especially on teams where I took somebody who could be injured week 1. I don't think he will be, but then Luther Burden also kind of questionable for the early part of the season. So getting Darius Slayton in here kind of makes a lot of sense. to me at least. Now, hopefully, one of these tight ends is available. I'll take Pat Fry at the very end of the draft if he's available. Kind of just queue up a bunch of guys. Maybe just take a random shot on somebody in this draft. I think Laporta and Kincaid is fine. I think all of my positions are fine, but none of them stand out, right? So, and by the way, we're at 35 likes. If we get to 40 by the time I'm done reviewing teams, I could do a fourth draft. I tend to like doing the fourth draft. So Terrence Ferguson had a great, he, especially in these formats, I think so. To where you, especially when you have a room like mine, that if Kincaid, this tight end room, I can either play scared, right? And take Dalton Kincaid is still injured and not good, or I can play he is good, and him and Laporta is enough at tight end. And if that's the case, I do want to take a shot on somebody like a Fannin or somebody like that as the last round. I don't do Fannin or Arroyo very often anymore. I have, I like what this guy's doing. 4 tight end build, Kyle Pitts, and then Waller, and then Mason and Arroyo. He's just playing the athletic angle. Just taking 2 rookies and then 2 very athletic tight ends. I would love Pat Freiermuth on this team. And it's more it's more of a construction thing and kind of how I feel about the season and how I feel about roster construction overall. And I do think that if one of the running backs has that gigantic season, I personally think it's going to be Bijan Robinson. So I don't have as much of a problem taking Bijan up there. And I could be wrong. Like I said, I could be wrong. And if Barkley puts up the 20 points a game, he still may be running back 1 for the season. And you can argue that the people who faded Saquon got lucky because he didn't really spike that hard through the playoffs. He still put up 17 points. People do forget he did have 17 points in week 17. He didn't dud in week 17. He just didn't happen to spike, right? So this team, we have a 3-5-7-3. Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, Aaron Rodgers. Running backs, Jonathan Taylor, Amarian Hampton, Jordan Mason, Trey Benson, Dylan Sampson. Probably a little weak for what I like to be at running back. I think it plays. I don't want all of my teams to have very strong running backs and deep. I wouldn't mind being a little thin on some teams at some positions. Wide receivers, Justin Jefferson, Garrett Wilson, DK Metcalf, Chris Godwin, Luther Burden, Alec Pierce, Darius Slayton to make sure those guys can get me to a good point. And then Sam Laporta, Dalton Kincaid, Pat Freiermuth. I voted for Jaguars. All right. Oh, yeah, that vote is still up. We will remove that poll. Jacksonville moved up. We're going to end that poll. We need one more like, everybody. Just one more like, and you can hear me complain about Saquon Barkley some more. The new poll will be, am I crazy for my Saquon take? You guys get to tell me that you all don't believe me. And that's fine. I deserve it. I do deserve it. I do admit that it could be a crazy take. But I mostly just want to have more exposure to the wide receivers in that area. We hit 40. We will be doing another draft. It's just, you've heard it before, Adam. I'm not going to repeat it. If you want it repeated, go back, listen. And it came from this. I don't like, or earlier. Charles was Terrence Charles, and I don't know if I'm saying that. Is it Terrence? I'm not trying to offend anybody, so like if I'm saying it wrong, let me know. So we got there. We will be doing yet another. The take is who Hames hates money and is fading Saquon. That is correct. That is the take. That's absolutely the take. We love you, Thad. I love that. Like, I'm okay laughing at that. Like, it could absolutely happen, and that could be the truth. And if it is, I deserve that comment. And if it's not, I probably still deserve that comment. Yeah, like if the bad and curse wasn't so strong, well, I've actually listed, like, there was a stream last week where somebody asked me the same question, and I went like, I had like a point, I was like 0.1, and then I got all the way to 7, and like it was like in four minutes. Like, I just rattled off. I can't even remember what stream it was, but I rattled off like 4 of them, and like I was like, number 3, bad and curse, end of story. And then like, because and yes, the bad and curse has been proven to be untrue. It's not 100% true, but it is kind of strong. And then the 490 touch curse on top of it, like, don't get me wrong. If any man is like enough of a dog to like break all of the curses, it could absolutely be Saquon Barkley. Like, I have nothing against him. I love him as a player. Like, watching him play is fantastic. I felt bad for him when he's in New York. Like, I'm happy he's had success. But this isn't about Saquon Barkley as a player. It's about how I want to build my best ball teams. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. All right, so we're entering a puppy 2. We are going to enter a puppy 2 in 10 seconds. Yeah, I'm ready for the season 2. It's all in love. I get it. I know what you're doing. Like, it's fine. Like, we all say some things that we kind of need somebody to be like, hey, are you sure you believe what you just said? Do you actually know what you just said? Like, did you hear the words coming out of your mouth or not? Like, every once in a while, you do need somebody to fact check you a little bit, right? And I want people to do that. Like, I would like somebody to bring me information on something I was completely wrong on, so I can be like, okay, I can change my exposures now, and my fade was dumb, so now I can correct it. Like, I would be happy if that happened. I would feel bad about the earlier teams I had that I just completely faded the guy, but like, I'm all about getting like, if what I'm saying doesn't make a lot of sense, like, I would like somebody to bring me information. Like, I'm up for that. Like, and if I'm not smart enough to hear your information out, well, then that's on me, right? All right, we got Who Hames in the 12. We got PP Punch in the 11. We have Adam at the 10. Losimo at the 101. That's Rick Cruiser, I believe, at the 4. And I don't notice anybody else. If you are in the draft and you want to be shouted out, type your name. Good luck to all. I faded Saquon the entire season. Yeah, like, I'm perfectly fine taking Saquon now where he's going. Like, I think this entire offseason, Saquon should have been going at like 6. I personally like Puka Nacua ahead of him, like, in my heart of hearts. But I'm not going to draft it that way in the mass tournaments. Like, I'm not going to do that. So, like, I just, because I don't, especially now that like I feel like I've been right on Saquon at 2 was just wrong because everyone's moved him down. So now I feel like I could just kind of be at the field the rest of the year. And like if it hits, it's fine because yes, I only ended with like 4.5% or whatever. But like at least I wasn't like I got in some we're gonna take Achan. We're gonna do something a little weird here. We're gonna get unique. We're gonna take Achan. And we're going to take a player I don't take very often, and we're going to take Derrick Henry. So this right here is probably never done. Like this is 2 people who go in the middle of the second. People aren't doing that. That's going to be incredibly unique. The people taking Achan probably aren't still the people taking Derrick Henry that often. I'm not recommending other people to do this. I haven't went and looked at the DraftKings data. But like basically what the DraftKings data said is if you take any 2 picks in the middle of the second and you just put them here on the turn, you're probably unique. Or that's what I heard it was. So I'm going to do this a couple times. I'm not going to do it every time, but I'm going to do this a couple times. I did a draft with my girlfriend at dinner. We took Saquon at 5. You have a girlfriend who likes Bestball? That's fantastic. My CD and Jefferson exposures are so beautiful because of it. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I would be stupid to, now that he's fallen, like, to still be completely out. Like, just because I think something a lot of people do is they get the take lock on what the ADP started at. Like with Ladd McConkey. Like, for those of you who did pre-draft stuff, Ladd McConkey opened big board at 13. Well, he slowly fell down to like pick 20. And then the same people who weren't taking him up here, half of them were still locked in that he was a bad pick because they remembered he was a bad pick here. And they weren't adjusting their prior thought to where the ADP currently is. And like, that same exact thing should be with Saquon. So, like, yes, I have like no Saquon right now, but now that he's here, I should at least entertain it enough to take him some, even if it's not with my rankings. Like, there's millions of dollars in these prize pools, right? So, like, am I absolutely certain that I know better than the millions of dollars that's been put in here? Like, now they've kind of aligned to what I thought originally. So, like, for me to not, like, come back a little ways to the Saquon side would just be foolish at this point, right? Like, if Saquon would have sat at 2 the entire season, I would probably still have 1%, 2%. So like, I think that, like, adjusting to the market when the player you're fading starts falling, like, you need to, like, at least start looking at it a little bit, unless there's like some gigantic negative news. And we've had no news on Saquon Barkley. So at this point, I think I need to be in, like, at least some. I'm not saying I need to be overexposed or anything, but I just need to click him at ADP now. Like we did it yesterday on Chad Candle's got, and as a BBM team, we got him at 5. Like, this is the exact board I didn't want to see. Thanks, guys. You guys helped me out so much here. We got Tim McMillan, and you know what? We're just gonna ride this out. We're just gonna take the Derrick Henry with Jaden Daniels team. We got Achan, we got Derrick Henry, we got Ted McMillan, we got Jaden Daniels. We're gonna just hope that the wide receivers look better at the next turn. They probably won't. I'm probably toast. And that's the problem with taking RBRB here is you kind of need the room to leave you 2 guys here. And this room absolutely did not. So it's a chance I took. Maybe it blew up the team. Maybe not. But I think, like, the reason I took the elite quarterback there is because I I think like taking the elite quarterback will allow me to stop at 2 quarterbacks now. And because Ted McMillan's my wide receiver 1, I probably need to go 8 or 9 receivers. So I think instead of taking another RB and just talking about 4 RBs, taking the elite quarterback there kind of makes a lot of sense. And like I can just play it through volume at wide receiver more than anything. And the elite quarterback kind of allows me to do that. And that's my theory. We will see how it plays out. But team was low key good, nice. Did you attach her name to it? So when you win, you could be like, "Hey, thanks for all this money," or did you intentionally not attach any name to it, so you have no idea? Do you think this year's BBM will? I don't know. She had 50% stake in it. Nice. I mean, that's how it should be, right? The first 4 rounds, too deep for elite quarterback to be the way to go. I don't know. I think it. I mean it. I don't know if the BBM winner will have an elite. It honestly just comes down to, are the elite quarterbacks spiking in weeks 15 through 17, right? Like the answer is yes if the elite quarterbacks are spiking in weeks 15 through 17, especially if one of them spikes twice. If one of them spikes twice in those weeks, the answer is absolutely yes. So like I think having 0 of them doesn't make sense. And that's just the way I think it is. I think that you should just make sure to have some in your portfolio, even if you want to be less than the field. I think just making sure you have some is kind of the way to go there. Yeah, we'll just take the top 2. The top 2 guys there: Juwan Jennings, Rome Odunze. Double bye week 14. I don't really care at wide receiver. But I needed 2 of those guys to kind of stay. Like Olave would have been fine there as well. I could have brought up Deebo Samuel for the stack. I have gotten a little more into Deebo. Yeah, but like, yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like, why does every NFL team have a bye week 8? There's only one bye or week with 8 or 6 buys, and it is week 8. So, and it's a lot of the good offenses because it's what? It's Detroit. It's Detroit. It's Arizona. It's the Raiders. It is the Jaguars. It's the Rams, I believe, as well. Is it the Rams? Yeah, it's the Rams. And it's another – and like a bunch of – there's only 4 teams on bye week 10, but those 4 teams are all really highly drafted players as well because bye week 10 is the Bengals, the Chiefs, and the Cowboys. Seattle's the other one. Yeah, Seattle's the one I missed. Well, last year they had 3 weeks with 6 teams. Last year was week 6, week 12, and week 14, which was absolutely crazy. I still remember the bye weeks from last year because I drafted too many teams. Hey, we have 226 people watching over on X. I appreciate everybody who stayed along after the SBS draft. It's pretty awesome. You would do me a massive favor to come on over to the YouTube side and smash the sub. We have a goal for 253 drafts or subs. PPR Tyler is going to come on here, and we're going to fire up a puppy or whatever contest. a lower dollar contest. But we are going to do a draft. I'm going to put a blindfold on and still try to man the controls. And he is just going to tell me, like, hey, you need to move your – like, he gets to choose all the picks, but he has to try to direct my mouse by voice. It's probably going to be a total disaster. We're going to use my loaded ranks. I'm going to set like position limits, obviously. I'll let him know what those are. The goal is for him to not tell me what any of the picks are. And then I just reveal at the end of the draft, I have to say with a straight face why that team is the best team I've drafted all season. So, uh-oh. Well, I'm not really into Jaden Reed, but I'm fine taking a share of Jaden Reed on this team. I had 1.4. I went over this in the stream I did with JT Bestball yesterday. One of the things I'm doing this year, and it may be wrong, is all the teams that like brought in multiple people at a position, like the Jaguars, they brought in 2 running backs with a new regime. They drafted 2. Yes, LaQuint Allen was a 6th or 7th round. I think it was a 6th. It might have been a 7th. But they also took in Bashal Tootin early in the 4th. To me, that's a negative sign towards those running backs. I feel the same way about the Green Bay wide receiver room. They spent a 1st and a 3rd round pick at wide receiver. They were not a good passing offense last year. Yes, Jordan Love was hurt. But to me, that means that, like, and Jaden Reed had 10 drops last year and Wicks had 8. So, like, in my eyes, like, they're probably wanting to, I feel like that's a signal that they want to move on, or they want their passing game to be better. And they are at least going to enforce those other players to be able to catch the ball by bringing in competition. So, like, I don't have a lot of Jaden Reed, but, like, Jaden Reed generally goes down here. Like, I'm fine clicking him in the mid-80s. I think I'll get league pass this year. So many teams I want to see week to week. Raiders, Chargers, Denver, to name a few. What's league pass? Is that the thing? Is that the NFL.com $100 a year thing? Because I signed up for that. Like, you get red zone. Like, for that, you get red zone. You get an entire, for $100. I think it might be $120, but you get an entire year worth of the red. Like, so you get the whole year of red zone. You don't get access to the primetime games, but you can just get that through the other apps, right? But you also get access to, like, all of their shows. So it's all the NFL Network stuff. And then it also rebroadcasts pretty much every game. And I believe, like, so the real reason I done it is because next year, since I am doing content, I do plan on actually doing some, like, all 22 films stuff. And I believe they give you the breakdown. I haven't looked into it, but I believe you get access to the all 22 stuff as well through League Pass. And maybe I'm making that up, but I think you might. I actually did that I got League Pass right before the NFL draft. That was actually how I watched it. Yeah, that's kind of where, like, Reed as a player is exciting. He is very exciting. Now you get Genty, Besh, Hampton, Harris. What are you talking about? Genty, Besh, Hampton, Harris. Actually, I'll take Brock Purdy over that. So we don't have a tight end. This is going to be one of those teams I push tight end. I have a lot of Cam Scattaboo. I definitely want Brock Purdy here. to finish that up. The question is, do I want another wide receiver, or do I want Scattaboo, or do I want the bring back here? I might just want. I think I want a shot guy. You know what? We'll take Trey Harris. Oh, I didn't get it in. Okay. There you go. I'm an absolute professional there. I think Shaheed's fine. But yeah, I went double running back. I took Jay Daniels. Now I just invested a lot of wide receiver. Ted McMillan, Rome, Jawan Jennings, Jaden Reed, Darnell Mooney, and Rashid Shaheed. So I didn't take one for a while, but now I got 6 now. I feel like I'm fine at wide receiver. Attack it with volume. Nice. We riding dirty. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Are you in a draft with him, I take it? Yeah, let's look at what Adam's done so far. I haven't went over anybody else's team. We got Nico Collins, we got Brian Thomas, JSN, Kyron Williams, Kenneth Walker, building out the Seattle team. Chris Olave, Tony Pollard, Josh Downs, Mark Andrews, Cam Scattaboo. You are welcome, sir. One of the best. Like I need to just calm down with Scat. Like I'm still fine. Like if people enforce Scattaboo at 98, I would still be fine clicking them there. But I don't want to be over 25% on him. I would like to be at around 20 to 25. Like I'm at 24 something now. But I don't want to get back in the habit of just clicking them on almost every draft. And I took round 1 and 2 running back. So like I should probably just push the next one, you know. I'm done at quarterback. I don't have a tight end, so I'll have 3 tight ends. And now I can attack running back or tight end with this next pick. I'm a Georgia fan, so watching Ladin Bowers. Odds I get T-Law, Stroud feel really low. That happened. Like, I think Stroud rarely goes before the Nico person. I did say that, so it's probably not going to happen. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having League Pass, like because I already have Amazon Prime, so like, and if you look at what it costs to get an actual like streaming network thing going, like it's pretty nuts. Like it's pretty expensive. Tajay Spears was the player I wanted the most there. We do have to take Colston Loveland here and probably Ray Davis. Ray Davis does have the same bye week there. I'm not that worried about it. We could just pull up him as well. I really do like, I think I'll just take Ray Davis. It doesn't help the bye week 7 thing, but I think overall Ray Davis is a really, really solid pick. I have 10% of him. I'm very comfortable being right about there. That's kind of where I want to be on Ray Davis. Like there is a reasonable chance that he ends up getting a lot of the goal line work that Josh Allen doesn't take. Very nice. Yeah, you landed it. I will say the 12 hole thought about taking CJ Stroud. The CJ Stroud, Dalton Schultz backstack is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I almost talked myself into it. Like there's not much better than CJ Stroud, Dalton Schultz backstack, if you ask me. It's pretty legit. I started Henry Achane at 12 today too. Took Brees at 36. Done with 3. If Brees fell there, I absolutely would have taken him. I probably would have tacked on a 4th though with like Taj Brooks at the very end or something. I would have been forced to unsubscribe. Thought Shaheed and Davis would make it back to me. Oh, if it makes you feel any better, PP Punch, the player I absolutely wanted there was Tajay Spears. That was the player I really wanted over Davis. So that just means we both have really good rankings and we're absolutely going to win everything in lobbies that we're not in together, right? That's what I hear. I hear that we're both geniuses and that when we're not taking each other's value, we're going to be the winners. That's all I hear from that statement. But I do like drafting with you. So every once in a while, a challenge is nice. Yeah, sounds good, right? It sounds. Let's see let's look at what Losimo's doing over here in the one hole. We got Chase, we got McBride, we got Higgins. No work, like pulling Buller or taking Burrow there isn't really that bad. Like I do it some, I don't do it every time. We got Xavier Worthy, Quinshon and DeAndre Swift, Michael Pittman, Jaden Higgins, Tootin, Ramondre, Eckler. I really like the Ramondre plus Tootin. Like Ramondre, Eckler, and Swift to bring along Judkins and Tootin to me feel really good. I'm assuming you're going to take another one as well. Do I want to just straight up pull? I mean, you all know who I want right here. And I think I'm just going to say screw it and pull up and get my stack. It's only like 50-50. He makes it back to me being on the turn here. I really like the Jaden Daniels, Zach Ertz stack. Zach Ertz ADP is right in here. I do see him fall to I got him at 185 the other day, but I don't want to not have that. And I would rather give up a little value overall to lock in that stack that I really like. I really, really do like the Zach Ertz, Jaden Daniels thing. So, and then we got our boy Pat Bryant. I finally fell under 20% Pat Bryant, so it's time to bring it back up. I stopped slapping for a little bit. We're back. I am kind of interested in you want to we are just so the last draft I wasn't paying attention and none of the Who crew was on so both drafts by the way both drafts I just realized this. I had the 101 last draft, and then there were 3 members of the Who crew down here. In this draft, I'm at the 112, 2 members of the Who crew next to me, and then one of them in the one hole. So we also have Rick Man Cruiser here. Let's look at what he's done. He's got Bijan, Brock Bowers, and then Devontae Adams, Devonta Smith, George Pickens, Caleb Johnson, Ricky Pearsall, TJ Hawkinson, Tyrone Tracy at 100. I don't mind it. Dak Prescott, you got the single stack. I like it. Christian Kirk, Javonte Williams. At 141, I was going to say I don't like it, but at 141, that's a good click, especially on a Dak team. Isaac Orendo and Tua Tagovailoa. Yeah, I would absolutely take a Javonte Williams share at 141 on a Dak Prescott team. To be honest, you just have to. At time, there are like if you get boxed out, at times you just have to take a naked quarterback and just call it good. At least your naked quarterback is like at an ADP discount. And the whole you see how many like 3 non-badges right in the middle of the room. The puppy free for all for a quarterback. Yeah. And like it's kind of like having the 3 non-badges right in the center of the room, like absolutely create like in your mind is the possibility to create max chaos, right? Because let's say all 3 of them, and I'm not saying red badges can't cause chaos because that absolutely happens as well, right? Like absolutely. But it's more likely that the non-badges are going to cause chaos. And with all 3 of them in the middle of the board, like you have opportunities for absolutely wild things to happen. Nothing really that wild that I've seen. I haven't been paying that much attention to the board, but like scrolling down through this, it doesn't look that like it looks like they're all building within a reasonable structure. I didn't look to see if they're stacking, but like Gino at 162, like he's just getting a third quarterback. Does it really not that big of a deal if it's stacked? Kind of sucks for the Bowers drafter over here, but yeah. All right, so we got Jaden Daniels, we got Purdy. We still only have 3 running backs. We definitely came back at wide receiver. I would definitely. He's going to take Shipley. He did not take Shipley. That is awesome for me. We are going to take. I think we just take these 2, and then in the last round, we just take 2 random running backs. Yeah, I think this is fine. I think this is going to be a 2-6-7-3. Jaden Daniels and Brock Purdy allows me to stop at 2. At first, I thought I was going to have to take 8 wide receivers, but I think we came back pretty well. We got Tet McMillan, Rome Odunze, Juwan Jennings, Jaden Reed, Darnell Mooney, Rashid Shaheed, and Pat Bryant. Like 3 solid tight ends. Maybe too much at tight end, but I feel good with this. So just shut off everything else. These 2 guys should be the guys. And then we'll just take a couple shots on some rookies. Maybe like do something wild like a Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, a Devin Neal, stuff like that. I hope everybody here has had a good time. I've felt like this has been a really good stream. I do have to leave after this one. I got to fire up my grill and make my food for the weekend. For those of you who don't know, I work weekends, work 3/12s on the weekends, and every Thursday night I fire up my grill and make food for the entire week. And it's always a good night. It's a really good night. You get to go out there, make delicious food, and eat good for an entire weekend. It's the absolute best. We got I'm not really seeing anything crazy going. Adam got his Sam Darnold way after ADP. What's his ADP? Is it 183? Okay, it's reasonably close. He trusted that me and Peanut Punch wouldn't snipe him. Any fun flower? I don't understand that comment. Hey, thank you, David. We appreciate it. Need that cooking stream? I don't know. I cook a couple things very good. but not everything. Like I'm not a master. Like some of my friends say I'm a master at things, but like I cook a really good smoked chicken. Like I do. It usually takes. So I use like a knockoff version of the green egg, and it basically will cook and smoke at the same time. And usually in about an hour and a half, I can do like a really good smoked chicken. Uh, you didn't hear that. All right. I'm shocked that there's number one, there's only 10 votes with 29 watching. So you guys must not love me. But the vote is 20% said yes and 80% said no. Yeah, I think we just take these upside shots. Like maybe we take Trevor Etienne. I think Trevor Etienne, since we have Tet here, and then we'll take Jarquez because we have Darnell Mooney. So here's the team. We got a 2-6-7-3. Jaden Daniels, Brock Purdy. Running backs, we did something a little different at the turn. We went Devon Achane, Derrick Henry, Ray Davis, Will Shipley, Trevor Etienne, Jarquez Hunter. Wide receivers, Tet McMillan, Rome Odunze, Jawan Jennings, Jaden Reed, one of my very few shares, a little after ADP. I don't mind it. Darnell Mooney, Rashid Shaheed, Pat Bryant. Tight ends, Colston Loveland, Zach Ertz, and Gesicki. We have the Ertz stack. We have the Colston Loveland, Rome Odunze double bring back to the Jawan Jennings, Brock Purdy game. So I like the team. If you're in here and you would like a review, let me know because I will be ending the stream here shortly. Hey, what's up, Steve? Yeah, and for those, I believe the Fanspeak Network, if you're not subscribed over there, they put out great content. I believe they're going live in 15-ish minutes as well. I don't remember who, like, they have a collective that streams. So I'm not sure who it is, but let me know. What do you throw on the grill? I actually grill burgers really, really well. That's what I'm going to grill tonight is burgers. I have a couple steaks. I have like 4 steaks I'm going to grill. 3.5 pounds of burger. Grilled chicken. So my steaks are good if I only cook steaks or I only cook like burgers and steaks. But a lot of the time I'll cook like grilled chicken and then try to do steaks afterwards. But I smoke the chicken so the flames aren't hot enough and I know it's not going to work well. And those, like, it's a steak, but it's not like an awesome steak, right? But I kind of just do whatever. I've got a little bit more into smoking. I'm getting okay at it. I'm not great at it. This football season, that is what I'm going to do. Prefer burgers and steaks on stovetop. Really, I know a lot of people prefer the stovetop steaks in the like butter in a cast iron skillet. I have not tried that yet. The burgers, everybody who's had my burgers loves them. So and that's like literally everyone who's had them says they're awesome. I think they're pretty good. And my grilled chicken is really good. Some of the other stuff I'm not great at. Like pork, I'm hit or miss on. Pork spare ribs, I absolutely love. Like the spare ribs, like the thick Texas style spare ribs, those I cook really well as well. Now, you put me in a kitchen and ask me to make a lasagna, it's barely, you're not even going to realize it's a lasagna when I'm done with it. Like, it's going to be the most awful thing you've ever seen. Like, my talents basically stop at meat. Like, that is exactly where my talents stop. Like, as an overall chef, No. Meat, okay. Anything not meat, bad. Like so, but that's also like what I prefer, what I like. I like steak in the cast iron. I do need to start trying that a little more. I just like firing up my grill. Um, yeah, I've never like I don't do a whole lot of like greens, which I'm sure you can tell by my form. I actually grew up on a farm, and we had a massive garden. Like I think our garden was like a third of a football field. It was. It might have been more than a third. It might have been like half of a football field. But like it, or the garden we had was large enough that my grandpa actually drove his tractor down to till it up. And like we actually went out there, we grew everything. And like I found out early I didn't like a lot of the greens. I didn't mind a lot of the other stuff, but like my taste has changed. I've tried a bunch of that stuff as an adult and I like it a lot more. But that is it. I appreciate everybody who's here. And once again, like I'm gonna try to put together a slideshow for the 10-second countdown. We have somebody here, Anatha donation. You're wanting to do another puppy too? I just done 3 of them. Okay, we can do a team review here. I might be able to talk it. If enough people whine about it, I'll do another puppy too. I do need to get out. Like I can only do one more though. If it does happen, if enough people say something, I could be talked into it. 3573, Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud, Sam Darnold. Running backs, Kyron, Kenneth Walker, Tony Pollard, Cam Scattaboo, Kendre Miller. You got Cam Scattaboo, so you're already a winner in my heart. Wide receiver, Nico Collins, Brian Thomas, JSN, Olave, Josh Downs, Cedric Tillman, Alec Pierce. Tight ends, Andrews, Strange, Theo Johnson. I like that. I like that room. I like that room a lot. Like I like all of these rooms. I'm not a big fan of Sam Darnold for the year, but it's a third stack for week 17 for the playoffs. You have the double stack with Kenneth Walker and JSN. Josh Down and Alec Pierce is an awesome pick there for the double correlation for a week 15 and a week 17 within your matchups. At 39 is like the spot I will begrudgingly take Kyron Williams. So I like the team. It's got incredibly good structure. Not like kind of like my team. There are several players I don't personally love that were on my team, but it's very good structure, and that's the most important thing here. Love the Tillman value. Tillman's been flying up the board, so for him to actually get value on him, like with the current meta, is pretty awesome. All right, so we get 2 more likes. Like I'll review Rick's team. If we get 2 more likes, I will go ahead and fire up another draft. Rick begrudgingly. Like I'm having a good time. We have a ton of people here watching. I've got a couple new subscribers today. Those of you who are on X, it would be fantastic if after the stream, if you could go to my YouTube, which is I'll bring it up here. I'll put it in the chat so you guys can click it. There it is. If you're on X, if you can click that, go give me a sub. And then also follow me on X because I will dual stream this to X continually. So if you give me a sub there, it will assist me to be able to do more streams and to get to where I would like to go. Review my mom's OnlyFans while you're at it. That's awesome. It's literally free to subscribe. What are you guys doing? Yeah, there's 235 watching on X, so it doesn't cost you anything. All it does is like you have the ability then to click the bell. Like it doesn't. That's all it is. Like you just get the ability to click the bell. So I'm vamping a little bit. We're still not getting likes. So, who else wanted the review? We will just go through. I was going to go through this team. We got a 3-5-7-3. He said he was getting sniped. So, we got Dak, you got Tua, and you got Shuck. Yeah, I think a lot of the people are saying to go ahead and go. I think a lot of people are going to go watch the Fanspeak Network. So if you do still want to do things and you want to watch the puppy, just go over there. Like they're always a good watch. So you got those three, and then you got Bijan Robinson, Caleb Johnson, Tyron Tracy, Javonte Williams at a major discount, and Isaac Garendo. Wide receivers: Devontae Adams, Devonta Smith, George Pickens, Ricky Pearsall, Christian Kirk, Jalen McMillan, Malik Washington. I like that click with what happened. You got the bring back there. You got we got George Pickens stacked up, the double stack with Javonte Williams, the Darren Waller. The Tua late with the Darren Waller, Malik Washington. That's got to be pretty unique, honestly. Like that backstack has to be unique. I don't mind it, and I don't even mind taking the third tight end on a Bowers team since you've done it because you got boxed out at quarterback. The way you build made a lot of sense, and like just tacking on Tyler Shuck there at the end, like he's got a little bit of rushing upside. So like it's around 17 pick. Like who down there is going to like almost guarantee to assist your team in points to advance your team to the playoffs? Tyler Shuck is one of those players. Like we're expecting him. I know Thad disagrees, but a lot of people are expecting him to play all 17 games, right? And if he does in the 17th round, he's just a good click. If your quarterback room is this, right? Like because he will have a couple weeks where he gives you some points, and that is valuable. But anyway, we're stuck at 48 likes. I will see you guys all for sure on Sunday night at 6:45 p.m. Central. See you all later. Peace.